you spoke about, you said your spouse, like you, the person when you get married to, is correct that both of you are complete opposites. So while you are reserved, he is outspoken, and you're wondering if this is a recipe for disaster because you don't want to struggle in marriage. Okay, first of all, I would say I think that's the way almost every marriage is. And really, if you look at what causes attraction, it's always those qualities or those virtues which you don't have, or you don't have as much as of, that you find in that person that you get attracted to. So you could be like, oh, I don't talk much, but wow, I like the way he speaks, and he speaks very well. I'm not very good with money, but wow, this person, I'm attracted to him or her because he's very prudent and frugal with money. So really, at the very core and foundation of it, it is those qualities which you don't have that causes attraction. But what we see along the line is that as the marriage progresses and they get to intertwine the more and know each other the more, those very qualities that ignited the entire thing becomes the very qualities or virtues that begin to repel both parties or one of the parties involved. That is actually what leads to marriages having struggles to a large extent. So, or I would not say, yeah, well, that's one of those things that brings about struggles. Why? Because you get to a point where you discover that, man, I wish this person could do this like this, the way I would do it, or a better way. And that person is having shortcomings in that. And that begins to infuriate one of the parties. But at the start of it, you knew or you sensed that this person did not have these qualities and these giftings. But you were cool with it. As a matter of fact, you claimed you loved the person. So really, I think the intent of marriage and how God or what God designed it for is to bring you to a point where you surrender and understand that, boy, I am not 100/100. I am not 100% perfect in any way. I don't have everything that this person has, and this person doesn't have everything I have. What does that mean? That means I need this person. Because if I stay all by myself, even though, yes, you may feel, oh, I'm cool by myself, at least I don't have to babysit anybody. But that's also selfish. Why? Because you don't have what that person has. And what God does is He wants to bring us into a union whereby while you are here in this earthly walk, before you get into that physical union with Him, in quotes, when He comes to take us and all of that, He wants to train you through His Spirit who dwells in you, and also through that person who is your spouse. So through that person who is your spouse, He wants to teach you to a large extent patience. The Bible says that love is patient, love is kind. Through that person, He wants to teach you kindness. If you happen to be with somebody who is not your opposite, then how do you practice patience? How do you practice kindness? How do you persevere and then experience long suffering? If you're working with somebody who thinks exactly like you, who takes every move the way you would take it, then you're not getting trained at all. You're not going to get sharpened in any way. Do you get what I'm saying? So I believe that that's the intent of marriage, to groom us while in this walk till we finally come to meet Him. But to a large extent, we get to a point where we focus so much on those virtues and qualities lacking in that person, and we begin to get irritated. Oh, I can't stand it anymore. You hear people talk about irreconcilable differences. Basically, they're just stuff that I don't know why this person thinks this way. That's why he is who he is, or she is who she is. And you claimed you loved him or her at the beginning before you came to really see it in this magnitude and dimension. But yeah, that's where love comes in. The Bible says love covers a multitude of sins. So where there is huge deficit, God expects you to pour in so much love there. Where the deficit and the gap is, you can see God expects you to fill it with love. So really, is this that opposite? You guys being opposite is a recipe for disaster? It could be, and it could also be a recipe for great enjoyment and great progress in your marriage, depending on how you manage it. But I believe what God wants from us is that we manage it so well that we, just the same way He is dealing with us. Imagine God's Spirit living inside of us, a perfect way living inside of an imperfect body. how is he coping in quotes? How is he doing it so that he is not complaining every day? Why? Because the Bible talks about that he knows man, he understands our frailty. So God also wants you to get into union with that spouse and come to a point whereby you understand the frailty of this person, the strengths of this person, and also understand that you have your own frailties and you have your own strength, and God wants us to intertwine. So where I am strong, he is weak. Where she is weak, I am strong, and we can coexist and co-live together as one and show that this is what God actually wants. I think that is what God wants.